Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Little Give. We're so excited to have Cindy on. Love that name. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're all about.
Absolutely. Cindy, thank you so much for having me on your show. My name is Cindy Huston. I reside for the last 22 years in Chicago, in the city of Chicago, Illinois, in North America. And my passion is wellness and empowering others through wellness and helping others find their superpowers so they can go out and live amazing lives.
Okay, wow, that sounds like a lot. What is it that drew you to this type of work?
Absolutely. Well, I was raised as a dancer since the age of 3, and movement has always been a part of my life, self-expression. I had supportive parents that allowed me to become an artist, go to college for dance, and then I moved to Chicago after teaching at a college for some time right out of college to pursue a performance career. And through that, in the first 3 years in Chicago, I noticed a lot of my friends in their early 20s having really serious injuries and also mental and emotional health challenges. And I just wanted to help. And I didn't want that to be the road that I was going to go down in the future. And so I started getting drawn to look at more wellness practices. So started in 2007 shifting from performing arts to studying healing arts.
Wow, that's incredible. So what's your favorite part of the work that you do?
I love collaborating. I love when passionate people come together with heart-centered and like-minded visions to create more joy in the world. And when we can come together and find out how we can elevate each other. And that happens through, I have a community group that I organized in 2019 called Uptown Wellness Festival Chicago, which is where I do a lot of my community collaborations. We do an annual festival, usually every year, but this year we did 6 pop-ups. And I think we're gonna end up doing 8 because we just put 2 more on the schedule for November and December in the city of Chicago, in the Uptown neighborhood.
Wow, that's so awesome. So it's all about yoga, right?
Not just yoga, that's actually how it started. So there was a time before the wellness center. So I have a wellness center called Yoga Body Elements, and you can find us at yogabodyelements.com. And you can find our events at /yogabodyelements.com/events. But at the time when I was transitioning from supporting, helping build a lot of wellness center spas, private membership clubs, into needing to focus on my own health and bring everything that I do into one space, I created Yoga Body Elements. But at that time, I was teaching 35 classes a week, plus private clients and workshops and trainings. And it was a wild schedule and not something I would recommend for longevity. But I learned a lot. And through that, I was also 2009, I became a massage therapist, licensed massage therapist, and I've been practicing ever since. 2010, I became a Reiki practitioner, and everything just kind of has snowballed to helping work with festivals like Bhakti Fest, Kirtan Fest, and traveling around the world to Guatemala and India and Europe and sharing these practices. Through that, Guatemala connection is working with ceremonial cacao, one of the purest forms of chocolate on the planet. And so that's been a deep connection that we've been sharing here. We also are a frequency wellness studio. We are the first frequency wellness studio in Chicago. And we work with wellness technologies, with Biocharger NG, and the iPyramids iTaurus, as well as infrared biomats with our sessions. So we are a full body wellness center, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and beyond.
Wow, that sounds incredible. You know, you said a whole bunch of stuff about medicine. Why don't you tell the audience a bit more in detail as to like what all that means? Like, what is this frequency you're talking about? Tell us more.
Yeah, so what I have found through my research and studies is that everything is energy and we are energetic beings. And the wellness technologies that we work with, so you can eat as clean as you want, you can exercise as much as you want, you can sleep as much as you want, but you might not feel like you're getting what you need. And that's where frequency wellness can come into play, especially with all of our technologies that we're working with, all of our devices. They do have an impact on our physical, mental, and emotional state. And that goes outside of our physical body into our energetic body. So some people will know about chakras or the energy field or the toroidal field. And those are the energy, those are the parts of ourselves outside of our physical body. And some have probably heard of the quantum. If you've been into wellness at all, you've heard of the quantum field. So these frequency technologies not only support the body on a cellular level, but also work out into those outer energetic levels that we have as humans. And so when we have a strong energy field, it's like basically creating a stronger energetic bubble around us. So that helps us with our well-being and our state of mind and our longevity and overall health.
Wow. Wow, that's so interesting. So tell us a bit more of how this can help you. If you have this bubble around you and you make it, better, how does that really help a person go from maybe they're feeling exhausted or tired or burned out? How can it really help them?
Yeah, so a lot of people that find me or the wellness center, they've been given a lot of no's and they're looking for their yeses. And so that's where they can come here and work with me and find different ways to work with their health and wellness. So it's been anywhere for someone coming in with an acute knee injury to anywhere working with people that are laying on their hospital beds, where I'll get calls and people will ask me to coach them or do energy work sessions with them. And oftentimes I'll have one of the frequency wellness technologies going while I'm doing that work. So I'm also getting support while I'm supporting them through their process. I've had people come in that had multiple cancers, ulcerative colitis. They'll work with me with yoga, massage, energy work, and the frequency technologies. I've had the ulcerative colitis client. They went in. They agreed to do 2 months every other week of the biocharger. Went in, had an MRI, and they said, "We've never seen your stomach lining this healthy. What are you doing?" And I'd been working with her for 10 years at that point before she consented to working with the biocharger. And she's like, you know everything I do, Cindy. This is the new thing. And this is what they saw at my MRI. And it's been where people, it can get as much as someone wanting to exit out their life. They come in, they do a session, within 48 hours, I check on them and their mindset is shift. Nothing is a guarantee, but these are testimonials that I've received from the work that we've done here.
So what got you so excited about doing this kind of work?
I think it's also my own challenges. I cured myself from, well, not serious cure, but that's not a great word, but I had a 14-year eating disorder as a dancer, and I learned a lot about food and just a better relationship with food. Also, just different ways of working with the body, how to, as a dancer, I was a competitive dancer, so it was very go, 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 high impact, high energy, which I love. I still love to dance that way. And as we age, it can be harder to do. So how do you keep that longevity and that energy going? So getting into the practice of restorative yoga, I had a hard time slowing down. I had a hard time wanting to stop. I mean, as a kid, I would stay up till, my parents just let me stay up till midnight because I wouldn't sleep. I had so much energy. And so how do you regulate that throughout the years? And I found restorative yoga to be a great practice. It's a training that I offer here, a 20-hour training. I was teaching it so much. People were like, I want to learn this practice because I have a hard time slowing down. I have a hard time shutting down my mind or quieting it or finding space. So through that. And then also I've always been aware of energy. I've always been able to feel things a little bit more deeper. and express it. And so that's where energy work has been really helpful for me in my own life, just how to navigate what's mine, what's outside of me, and just to be able to balance energy, and then also help work people professionally navigate their own energy field.
Wow, that's so inspiring, all the things you're doing to help other people. What do you think it is about you that made you want to help people so much? It seems like everything that you do is like an act of service. Where did that come from?
Yeah, I would definitely say my mom and my grandparents. I come from a line of teachers, um, and blue collar workers, and so I think the work ethic is there, and then also just wanting to help people learn, and just watching my lineage of teachers, just how they taught and success that they had of impacting individuals, really a way of listening to meet them where they are and not forcing or pushing them to get to what, society or someone feels they should be, just really meeting them where they are and allowing them to grow and be empowered from there, and see where they want to take their life from there. I think that, and then just the opportunity to study as an artist and just learn these different ways to feel, to move, to self-express, and to have permission to do so. And just these tools and techniques that not only helped me, I just wanted to, I just know how much I'm grateful that at a young age, what I got to experience, that I wanted others to have access to that, and at least open that doorway in a space that they could feel supported, safe, and empowered to live life in that way, and maybe a new way for themselves that they hadn't yet seen in life.
That's amazing. On the transformation, I'm sure that you get to see from all the people that you get to help. I love that. So why
Thank
don't
you.
you tell the audience a bit about a little thing that they could do in their community that might be a little give on their end, but might make a big impact on the other side?
I think check in. What do you love? What do you love? And regardless of what others have made you feel about what you love, that's not their thing, and it's okay. So, but really just tune in. What do you love? And just start doing it. Find communities. Give it a try. To start showing up in those environments. And then also, what are your strengths? Like, if you feel, what are you abundant in? What do you feel really strong in? Are you a great communicator? Are you great with technology? Are you a great organizer? Do you love to just volunteer and take orders and help things get done? Do you have access to large properties that are vacant and you want to have movement in them? Contact artists, contact theater groups. Just finding ways that you can bridge these gaps that you're seeing in your own community, and what resources you have already. It doesn't have to take a lot of money. A lot of times it's just having the conversation and opening up the conversation.
What a great example. Can you give the audience an example of a time in your life where somebody did something little for you that might have just been a little give on their end, but really made an impact on you and in your life?
Yeah, it's happened multiple times. I would just get a nudge to have a conversation with someone, and my mind was like, why? This is crazy. What are you doing, Cindy? So example being, been in the Uptown neighborhood with the business since 2015, and there's an 8,000 square foot piece of land that I had my eyes on 10 years prior to us being in this neighborhood. And one day I happened to be walking past this storage garage that's in the neighborhood, and I just got a nudge that I need to turn back and ask that person. And I said, hey, who do I need to talk to have access to this land? I have this vision of wanting to, produce wellness in the neighborhood, and there's that space that's just sitting there. And the individual goes, it's me. What do you want to do? And he's like, okay, well, when do you want to start? I said, it's next month. Okay, come in. We're going to, just make sure you have a certificate of insurance, and we'll just start. Just keep me up to date what you're doing, and anybody you have in there, just make sure that they're insured, and just do whatever you want. Enjoy the space.
Wow.
And so that's how Uptown Wellness Festival, that was the second year of Uptown Wellness Festival, And the same has happened in other spaces of just having, because our studio is 600 square feet. It's very intimate. At one time it was 1,600 before 2020, but we haven't needed more space since yet. So yeah, just having those conversations, and if you get that nudge to ask the question, just ask it. You never know.
I agree, because you never know what's actually going to take root. You never know. And sometimes not taking action is the biggest deficit that a lot of people have. There's so many times that people can do something big and different than what they're doing currently that they want, but they're just afraid to take action. So I'm glad that you shared that.
Thank you for asking.
Yes. Okay. Why don't you tell the audience where they can find you? They can get to know more about you and all you do. They can get in touch.
Absolutely. So you can go to the website, yogabodyelements.com. And I know a lot of people like to find us on Instagram. That's the most updated. So you can find Yoga Body Elements Global is on Instagram, and Uptown Wellness Festival Chicago is on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. There's a Yoga Body Elements and Cindy Huston YouTube channel you can find. And you can also text the Wellness Center, which is 773-891-7071. Or email me at cindy@cindyhuston.com, CindyHuston.com. I will say texting is a quicker response. And I'd be happy to have a conversation and see if we can create something together.
Love that. Well, tell us about a nonprofit that you love.
Yes, the nonprofit is the Feline Rescue, the Feline Fine Cat Rescue. And the reason being, my first cat was left with me by a former roommate at the age of 3, and I kept her alive for 17 years, or till the age of 17 years. And then when she passed, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a cat mom again, and I ended up going back to Guatemala, coming back and fostering for 3 months, and my cat Cleopatra is from the Fine Feline Cat Rescue. And I just think they're a great organization. They make it really easy. They do background checks. They make sure you're a qualified, pet caregiver. But when I got her, she was happy. She was vibrant. She was clean. She was well cared for. And they made the process really easy. And they let me have some time with her. They didn't rush me to take her back. But after I had her for 3 months, they said, okay, we have some cages. So do you want to keep her or do you want to bring her back? So we decided to stay together. So I highly recommend, if you're looking to support animals, support cats, to check them out.
I love that. I'm actually a cat mom myself. So I have this huge white fluffy cat, and she's just like my everything. Her name is QT, and I just adore her. So I love the fact that you brought up a nonprofit to do with cats, because I'm a big cat mom. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody out there who's watching, you learned everything about how you can get in touch. You can learn more about all that Cindy is doing to make the world a better place. Please do go visit that nonprofit website. If you can, please go make a donation. $1 or $5 multiplied by the many people who are watching this episode make a huge difference to these nonprofits. So please do go make that donation. And if you want to know more about us or the show, or you want to be a guest perhaps, go visit littlegive.com. Thank you so much, Cindy, for being on today. We are so grateful to have you and all that you do and your expertise on to share with our audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for the invitation, Cindy. My pleasure.